Boom shakalaka, is this bad news for Bitcoin? And Arthur Hayes predicting $70,000 Bitcoin in the near future. Stay tuned. What's up everyone, Rando here from Crypto Love. Today's video, is this bad news for Bitcoin plus $70,000 Bitcoin in the near future? Could it happen? Before we get into it, guys, like the video, join us on Twitter with your Crypto Love, and subscribe to the OG Bitcoin and Crypto YouTube channel, making daily videos for over 7.5 years. Now today, Fear and Greed Index at 49, dead neutral. People don't know whether to be bullish, whether to be fearful. And you know what they say. I don't have anything there. Now, today, market sideways. Not going up, not going down. Bitcoin 97.773, Ethereum at 28.29, and XRP at $2.43. And Bitcoin continuing sideways since November. Nothing new. We do have trendline support, which could potentially push price up above there by March or April. But is this bad news for Bitcoin? Now, I know right now Bitcoin is all about politics and they'll do whatever will get them votes, but we see, feels like a great time to enter Bitcoin. Now, I'm not a great trader, but I do know that when you want to buy, it's generally time to sell. And when you feel like selling, it's generally time to buy. Well, right now, if it feels like a great time to buy Bitcoin, should it be time to sell? Good question. We'll take a look at that. Arthur Hayes just published an article. You can see it here at his Substack. It's a very long read. I didn't read all of it. I skimmed most of it. But he said Bitcoin with politics is dangerous because with politics, they just do stuff to get votes. It doesn't really matter financial stability or otherwise. So even if there is a Bitcoin strategic reserve, well, they could accumulate 1 million Bitcoin, price could go through the roof. And then 4 years later, they could sell 1 million Bitcoin and plummet the price through the floor. So, could be very dangerous. He did mention in there possibility of a $70,000 Bitcoin in the near future. And this is something that, well, we discussed the possibility of it back January 24th, 2 weeks ago, with Bitcoin's daily correlation to the 2017 cycle. If that relationship continues, price could reach $137,000 before plummeting back down to $90,000. Could it go a little bit further? Maybe wick all the way down to 70? Yeah, possible, finding support there. The overall takeaway message, because I did go all the way down to the bottom of the article, it's a long read. It would probably take me like a half an hour to read it. And I just, have better things to do with my time. Or maybe not better, but just more addictive things that aren't very good for my general well-being, health, mental stability, all of that stuff. But it's fun and addictive. But anyways, he did mention all the way down at the bottom that stacking sats, that's still where it's at. No matter which way it goes, stacking sats is still your best bet. And we see whales doing this dramatically. Whales are buying Bitcoin like never seen before. You can see the inflow here is at levels we have never seen before. Something big is coming. So maybe this is just a hint. Maybe the whales are buying, and because his other whale friends with lots of money are buying, he says, hey, it feels like a great time to enter because everybody else is. So it could be. But for Bitcoin right now, price has been going sideways since November, like we mentioned in the very beginning. And it is likely to not have a big move until we see a top in gold. As you can see, gold is the red line here. Bitcoin is the orange line right here. Bitcoin really doesn't take off until gold already tops. Now, with gold ripping recently, it's unlikely that Bitcoin will take off in the near future, but once gold does find that top, and on wave count, this would be wave 5, which would suggest a top, well, then Bitcoin would be due for a massive rally. We see Bitcoin hash rate increasing for the 7th consecutive month. Bitcoin price follows hash rate, so as hash rate goes up, price will eventually catch up. Just a reminder that patience is a virtue with Bitcoin. We are nowhere near a top. We are nowhere near a bottom. We are just in that middle territory that's uncomfortable because it's just not fast enough. Now, as of right now, with the price going sideways, capital continues to flow out of Bitcoin and Ethereum into stablecoins. No sign of alt season yet. We're seeing it flow into this gray line increasing while Bitcoin and Ethereum decrease. So everybody is planning on the market coming down in the short term, stocking up on stablecoins so they can buy whatever the next move is. Nobody knows. And with Bitcoin stalling right here, historically, Bitcoin consolidation has been bullish for altcoins, and we are that time in the cycle where alt season would be due. But as I mentioned before, we are in that part of the cycle where it just goes sideways. The good news is that the quantile model, there's a whole bunch of different charts out there about the quantile model now. This is probably everyone's favorite chart about Bitcoin because it shows the price going up. But it turns out that this model is even sensitive to outliers, artificially inflated values. Like, is this model sensitive to peak values? What if we had actually peaked at 100,000 instead of where we did 70,000? What if we didn't get wicked off, right? Well, it turns out that it wouldn't change the model that much. You can see right here, teeny little change. Even if we went to 100,000 and stayed there for 2 weeks, the quantile model prediction would not change very much. So that brings us to the last couple charts. This Bitcoin quantile model power law predicting $400,000 in 2025. And, if there is a Bitcoin strategic reserve buying 1 million Bitcoin, well, that could definitely send the price of Bitcoin much higher. Gold is rising. Bitcoin will follow $400,000 within a year, a 4x on Bitcoin within the year. And ARK Invest right now saying that they are well on track to meet their targets by 2030. Bearish case, worst case, $300,000. Average case, $700,000 per Bitcoin. And bull case, $1.5 million per Bitcoin. And you just have to remember the overall math. Infinity divided by 21 million. Last time I checked, still infinity. So that's all for this video. If you enjoyed it, there's a whole playlist of crypto price predictions up there for once all season happens. You want to know where your favorite crypto is going. Check it out right up there. I'll catch you later. Have a good one. Love you. Peace.
If you don't think Bitcoin's going to $1 million a coin and then $10 million a coin, you're already a loser.
From now on, if you don't own Bitcoin, you're a moron.